Kandahar, loosely based on a true story. A report by Henry Betchold, Jenna, Wesley and Zander Cuff.
Why am I here, Roman?
I need you. We're gonna destroy their whole nuclear program.
I know the risk. Trust me.
Please be safe, will you?
Okay.
The introduction. The title of our movie is Kandahar. It's written by Mitchell LaFortune, it's directed by Rick Roman Waugh, and the copyright date is 2023. Our summary. A freelance undercover CIA operative, Tom Harris, is working in the Middle East but gets exposed when he gets stuck in hostile territory when a reporter with information on what the U.S. was doing in Iran got caught and kidnapped. Tom Harris is then forced to make his and his translator Mo's way to Kandahar where they can get out safely. After having a flat tire, being shot at by a helicopter, and being taken by Ismail Rabani and beaten by his men, his insider friend Roman Chalmers comes with a fake ISIS to help Tom and Mo escape. When they leave where they were being held, Kahil Nasir is still hot on their trail and he called backup. Roman tries to get rid of Kahil by going out the top of their vehicle to shoot at him. Roman takes a hit and realizes he won't make it, so he rolls out of the vehicle to shoot at Kahil closer. Kahil fires a shot and kills Roman. Tom is forced to keep driving, but it only gets worse as one of the trucks that Kahil called for has a rocket launcher that destroys their vehicle. This leads to a fight between Tom and Kahil. Tom wins out, but they are surrounded by many armored vehicles and so close to escape. The general who had been watching them the whole time decides to call in a strike on the approaching vehicles so that Tom and Mo can escape. Tom makes it to his daughter's graduation and Mo can see his wife and kids again.
The setting, where did it happen and where it was filmed. The first 1/4 of the movie is set in Iran and the rest is set in Afghanistan in the mid-2010s. The movie was filmed in Saudi Arabia, particularly in the Al Ula, Jeddah, Tabuk, Kali, and Tif, and filming started December 2nd of 2021 and ended late January 2022. Tom Harris and Gerard Butler. He's a CIA specialist who gets trapped in Afghanistan after agreeing to go after Roman and offered enough money for his daughter to go through college, and then some. This leaves him in a time crunch to get to his daughter's graduation. Mohammed or Mo. Navid Ngogman. He is the translator for Tom Harris. He only agreed to go due to believing that he would be able to meet up with some of his family, but that doesn't happen. He is forced to join Tom Harris on his way to Kandahar. Roman Chalmers, Travis Fimmel. He is a friend of Tom Harris. He is one that convinces both Mo and Tom to travel into Afghanistan. He will eventually save Tom and Mo. After saving Tom and Mo, he is eventually killed by Kahil Nasir. Kahil Nasir Ali Fazal. He is the main villain who will chase Tom and Mo throughout the movie on his motorcycle. He eventually ends up killing Roman Chambers.
So Kandahar, that was a pretty interesting movie. What did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good.
I did too. Can you identify any biases or xenophobias found throughout the film?
There wasn't much, but there was this one clip where one of the main characters mentions that he's probably the only white guy in the country, though that's really just an observation. Because of this statement of being the only white guy, what does that infer about the political climate of Afghanistan?
The political climate in Afghanistan was heated but cooling. His statement about being the only white guy may refer to the U.S. pulling out 2 years prior, leaving the Taliban to take complete control over the state, with only small rebel groups trying to put up any fight, but being relatively insignificant without foreign aid. That was all real. What did you find to be fictional about the film?
I didn't think that there was anything fictional, except for sometimes they would cut to a scene of where the generals were, and the room seemed way too futuristic. Also in the beginning of the movie, Tom Harris and his friends were disguised as internet repairmen, but they were actually tapping into the internet for the base, and they used that spot that they teed into to blow up the nuclear plant. That doesn't make much sense, but what, if anything, do you find to be historically accurate about the film?
Well, there are a few things that I found to be pretty historically accurate about the film, such as the Taliban is in control of most of Afghanistan, with only small groups being able to do much of anything, as we've seen. They are also ruling with terror, as we can see when they first enter Afghanistan. You can see in the first city they go into, there are a few hanging people on the outside showing that they are not going to mess around. The U.S. also is not involved directly within Afghanistan, which is true as well. And this is what drives the plot. In actuality, it's what causes our main characters to have to drive over to Kandahar, and is what makes the end decision so monumental, with the general deciding to blow up all the trucks because it could get him fired. With an overall rating, what would you rate this movie out of 5 stars?
I'd give this movie a 4 out of 5. I'm usually not that interested in films like this, but this one was better than usual. So if you're also borderline on it, I would watch it.
I'd give it a 4.5. I thought it was pretty good. It didn't paint all Muslims as bad or evil, at least from what I noticed, just the ruling governments over them at that point in time. I didn't notice anything too unrealistic, other than maybe our main character taking out a helicopter with a machine gun.
So that was our review of the movie Kandahar. I hope you enjoyed it.
I hope you found it to be informational. And please give me an A, as I was sent to the office for writing this document, as I wrote the word machine gun.
Conclusion. Kandahar was an interesting film, filmed with suspense and action. It was filmed in an interesting location. The actors seemed to be pretty good at their jobs, and their characters were well written, and this has helped to make you feel immersed in the film.